My boss told me to beg on the streets if I need more money, so I took thousands from him instead. I worked at a small auto repair shop for almost 2 years. The owner, Phil, paid me $12 an hour, which was garbage for mechanic work, but I was 19 and desperate. I'd applied to 15 places and he was the only callback. 2 months in, Phil started booking appointments right until closing, sometimes after. A customer would show up at 5:15 for a brake job, and he'd act surprised. What am I supposed to tell them? That's how you lose business. So I'd stay because I couldn't leave the car half done. Within 4 months, I was working 50-hour weeks, but my paychecks stayed at 40 hours. I mentioned it to Phil and he said, "You're good, don't worry about it." Next week, same thing. I asked again and he claimed I was salary, which made no sense because I punched a time clock daily. By month 6, I was eating dollar menu dinners and my roommate was covering utilities. I came in early one Tuesday to talk to Phil. He was scrolling Facebook at his desk. I asked if we could discuss my pay. "You got your paycheck, didn't you?" he said without looking up. I told him it didn't include overtime. I'd been working 10 to 15 extra hours weekly for months. I showed him texts he'd sent. "Stay late and finish the accord. Need you in at 7 tomorrow." Phil looked at me and laughed. Not friendly, but condescending. "Kid, if you need more money that bad, go beg on the streets or something. I'm running a business here, not a charity." I walked out furious. Not just about the money, but how he'd said it. Like I was beneath him for asking to be paid for hours I'd already worked. That weekend I googled boss not paying overtime and found the state labor board. You file a complaint, they investigate, and if your employer screwed you, they force them to pay back wages plus penalties. I gathered evidence. Every pay stub, every text from Phil, every photo of the schedule board. I made a spreadsheet showing hours worked versus paid. Over 6 months he owed me around $4,000 in unpaid wages, not counting time and a half. While checking pay stubs, I noticed something weird. My tax withholdings were calculated for 40 hours weekly, but I'd been working 50 plus. Phil was lying to the IRS about my wages. I remembered him telling me to beg on the streets. I filed 2 forms, one to the labor board, one to the IRS. I attached all my evidence. For 3 weeks, nothing happened. Then one Thursday, Phil's office door was closed, which never happened. An hour later, he came out looking pale and peeled out in his truck. He returned at noon with a lawyer. 20 minutes later, Phil called me in. The lawyer asked if I'd filed a complaint with the labor board. I said yes. He asked why I hadn't worked it out